Hi everyone, welcome to Colin Vibes. I'm nobody today, but I'll be somebody tomorrow. So today I'll be doing a video for my pre-Europe trip. So I'm actually going to Germany, France and Austria. And I'm doing a video of some of the things that maybe you can take note or some of the conversation that I actually have with my German friend. Actually, I wrote it on a piece of paper, so I'll just go through it, hopefully to do some sharing. So it's actually my first trip to Europe with my family. And then a few days ago, actually, I have a friend who's currently permanent residence in Germany, and then she actually brought her husband over, so I had a casual chit chat with him to understand a little bit more and things to note. Yeah. So actually for Germany, actually what I understand is that the first thing that everybody will think of is when you go to Germany, how to take the public transport, how to take the train, how to take the bus, how to take the tram, or do you want to rent a car and things like that. And I actually realized that when you want to take the train, actually you can choose not to buy a ticket and actually get on board the train or the tram. So apparently in Germany, from what I heard, is that they do not have gantries like Singapore where you have to tap to go in. You can just hop on, and that's it. But it's a lot about integrity, and then the government actually trusts the citizens a lot. But another thing to note is that I was also told that there was also some bus conductor, some bus operator personnel. They'll come and do checks. So if you don't have a ticket, then you probably have to jump out and run and something because you're not supposed to not have a ticket. The ticket officer can actually catch you. So that is one which I'm a little surprised, but maybe not also because maybe I've always been in Singapore. It's actually the first trip to Europe, so there are things that I'm not aware of. It's a different culture, different aspect. So there's also a lot of learning, understanding the different cultures. Especially Germany is like more of it's a Western country. It's more of a traditional Western country. But by that I mean, traditional Western country is in Europe. Then maybe the newer one is in Australia. This is what I understand from my friend. So that is one. So number two is that because I'm planning to drive from Germany to France to Austria back to Germany, so it's quite a distance. It's a left-hand drive, long drive, but they say that actually cars, automobiles are actually well taken care of and very important in Europe. So they're actually very well taken care of. So maybe every 40, 50, 60 kilometers there will be like petrol station, as a pit stop, as a drive-through for you to take a break. You can add gasoline, things like that. There's even McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, and some other random food here and there. Probably Starbucks. Even hotels, you can actually stay in probably the hotel motel. Yeah, so actually get some rest, because I believe a lot of people will do a road trip in Europe. Because a lot of the countries are actually connected. Restaurants and toilets are also available, but toilets I heard you probably need to pay. So it's always good to have some loose change, coins. And I heard it's about maybe Singapore dollars about maybe $1 to $2 to $3. So maybe euro is about 60 cents, 70 cents to maybe a few euros. Yeah. The next point, number three, is that I asked about the restroom. Toilet is very important. You have to go to the toilet. So I'm always very cautious about this. So they told me that actually they do have public restroom, but in Germany they also have this issue whereby in Europe actually there's a homeless issue. Not everybody actually have a home. There are actually a lot of homeless people, and I understand that all of these homeless people, most of them or some of them are actually like drug addicts. So after that they become homeless. Then they actually like to crowd around the train stations, the public restroom, because it's convenient. Well, it's true. There's shelter. There's toilet. There's crowd. You can ask for money and things like that. Yeah, so it actually makes sense to crowd around the main train stations. When you go to the cafe, and usually you have to tip them a little, but it's also very dependent. If you think the food is good, the service is good, you can tip them. If you think that it's it's bad. You just pay for the meal. But I heard the rule of thumb is that for Europe it's about 5% tip. Yeah, I heard for other countries like US is about 20% tip. Wow, I heard that US is like 20% tip, 20% tax. That's 40%. Yeah, for Europe it's more of like for example, they tell you that the bill is $53, then you tip them maybe 5%. You can make it $56, something like that. Yeah. So the next point is about don't look lost at the train station if you're at one, because there might be people that are trying to trying to scam you, steal things for you, because it's actually a little bit dangerous. So just to really constantly look at your phone, pretend that you know the way, because everybody is like texting and walking and things like that. So that is one of the tips. The next is that let me see. Oh yeah. I was told that in Europe not everybody is highly educated in certain places, so maybe speaking of English might be a challenge to some people, but for the maybe more developed, mature kind of cities is probably fine. And then because of this, it may lead to there's also some discriminations like towards Asian and things like that. And then maybe there's Germans, there are also Bavarians, some of them prefer to be called that way, because I believe for the history, then they lost lots of lands, yes, and talk about the supermarket. So the supermarket, I understand, is that in Europe, it's only Monday to Saturdays, and they usually close at maybe they open at maybe 8 and they close at 8. It's not like Singapore 24 hours. So typically, you try to get your groceries early, because it's not always open on Sundays, and Saturday usually is just a mad rush. So these are some of the tips I got. Let me see what else is there any interesting facts. For driving, so I understand that certain places there's actually no speed limit or recommended speed limit, which is something that a lot of people talks about, and probably a reason that some people go to Germany so that they can drive like Lewis Hamilton or I don't know, Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen, yeah. But there are also like Sunday drivers, and they'll keep to the extreme right, and then they'll go slow. Yeah, and then Germany is like sometimes driving on the autobahn, the faster you are, the safer you are, yeah. Because if not, the car behind you has to do a jam brake. Yeah, so let's talk about Paris next. Paris is I understand from some feedbacks is that it's dirty, but it's beautiful. Yeah, so I guess so. There's a lot of there's like Eiffel Tower. There's a lot of very nice landmarks, but probably the street is very dirty. And Paris, I understand that it's actually a place where there is a lot of what do you call pickpockets? Yeah, that's why they mentioned that. My friends mentioned that you can carry a bag, and then a bag with Velcro. Yeah, so it's like because they don't like the sound, make it very obvious. But there are also a lot of different ways they can actually pickpocket you. And then when you go into the store, usually you must greet them and say bonjour or bonjour, if I hope I pronounce it correctly. Means like say hi to them because they're actually entering the store. For Austria, I understand that it's there are mountains. It's a mountainous area. It's really beautiful. It's also a place where some say it's like the younger brother of Germany. Some they speak German, but I also understand that there are some conflicts here and there. And then also definitely Austria is Vienna, Salzburg. So if you're going to Salzburg, it's the place where Mozart was born, to his birthplace, his residence. Then we will try to figure the things out. So there'll be a lot of driving. There are days where we're going to drive 5 hours, but probably take a lot of breaks, 6 hours and things like that. Yeah. So that is I would say the end. A brief sharing, and tune in for the next video. Yeah. Thank you, and like and subscribe.